This is why I admire Charu and the BJP. They stand with the victims. They are meticulous about collection of data. They brought in all the laws that want to give citizenship. So a simple question to my good friend Charu, who represents the BJP.
I know what you will ask.
Give me the number of Bangladeshi Hindus who have been taken in through the CAA, and give me the number of Bangladeshi Hindus who are fleeing certain genocide there in the last 1 year that India has accepted.
Okay,
give me the number.
But sir, do
you have a number?
So
do you or do you not?
I knew you'd ask this.
But why,
I knew
why
you'd
not?
ask this
Why
because
should?
you like to turn the tables on the government.
No.
But tell me this.
Why
Tell me
turn the table?
responsibly. I'm
Okay, one
responsibly
second,
asking you something.
What I
This
noticed from what
data
doctor
is
is
what
saying,
drives
doctor,
international democracy.
No, one second,
this
doctor,
data
if we want
is what
attention
makes
to be...
our
one second,
conversation
just a
rock
minute.
solid when we are
Let's
talking
have this
to another
conversation.
country.
Let's discuss this. Look, if you want to define the problem first, one second, if you have to define the problem, that there is a genocide, these people need refuge, they need to be rescued.
Yes.
You have to first speak as a country in one voice to advocate for them. No. The problem is, the moment you get up and say, I'm asking you, please answer me. The moment you get up and say that there is a genocide happening in Bangladesh, and 10 people say, no, it's not. Actually, these are just stray incidents of violence. In fact, all the genocide is happening here. There are lynchings here, mass lynchings here. Don't look at, those are just small. You see, 12 or 14 Hindus dying there is not a genocide, this, that, the other. How do you build a case? How do you define the problem? And then, once, if you don't have unanimity over it, who are you rescuing?
Right. So let me answer that. This is akin to saying that you know a certain genocide has happened as a government who is all powerful. You know, you have proof genocide has happened of Hindus. And yet you wait for a political party who traditionally is anti-Hindu to say genocide is happening, because then we laugh.
We are in a democracy, right? Even if you have to bring a nominal reform, you have to be able to tell the public why this reform is being brought. Otherwise, it's going to be resisted. And we've seen now 3 rollbacks under this government. Like it or lump it, the fact is that 3 rollbacks have happened. And they have happened because some people have said you're not being able to communicate the issue. Now, I'm asking you this. The CA is brought in. You have the Congress party. You have several others from the opposition. You also have armed mobs that jump into the streets to say, Kagaz nahi dikhayenge. This is anti-Muslim. You have an occupation of various pockets of this country for a year. How does one define the problem? How does one tell the world that there is a problem for which we require a law? Forget about whether the law is good enough or not. That we even need a law.
Right. So let me answer that in 2 ways. I'll give you an international example also. Now, the farm laws were good for agriculture. The BJP brought it. Now, the argument, essentially the counter argument is, because some people protested, the BJP took it back, and it was right because there was no groundswell for it. If you have to do morally the right thing, don't wait for validation from people who will never give you the right check.
Okay,
for example, Israel. If Netanyahu was waiting for to act after 7th October, there were many parties in Israel who were against that action.
You can't compare the two, because India didn't wait for too long to respond to Pakistan on Op Sindoor. So if you're going to take acts of cross-border terrorism,
so why didn't
India's had a problem. But
there were people who are against
to advocate that we walk in with tanks into Dhaka would be the wrong thing, and I think that perhaps everyone will note would be a wrong thing, because the crime has not happened on our soil. It has happened on our neighboring country's soil. We can only advocate, and we can provide safe passage to people who choose to want to come across, right? So fundamentally, I think this is, while you might have, and I agree with you, that yes, the government, when it came with the CA, should not have had this cut off. It should have had any Hindu seeking citizenship should have been allowed to come through. And so you could find fault with the law, the way it's framed. But the point is, viewers, if you have to go and tell the world that there is a problem, help us, help these people, you're being shot in the foot as you take the first step. And this is the problem. I began by asking a very simple question. Will this hurt India's advocacy for Bangladeshi Hindus, yes or no?
Absolutely.
All these people who come out and say, no, the Lynchistan is here, it's not there, this is not a genocide, the genocide is happening here. What is it doing, Dr. Ranganathan?
The only thing that hurts India's advocacy is the Indian government not saving the Hindus of Bangladesh.
I completely